All right, what's going on, NCI crew? My name is Ali. I'm the media manager here at the Nutritional Career Institute, and today we're going to be editing some short form content. Now, this is going to be phase one of editing short form content. This is bare minimum, no crazy editing, no crazy transitions, literally just getting a raw file into a form that is ready to post on social media today. Now, we'll get into all the other intricacies with editing eventually, but for now, baseline, bare minimum, this is the basics of what you need to know to start to edit and post your content today. All right, let's get into it. This is called Opus Clip. So this is a software, it's an AI software that I think I pay like $20-$30 a month for or something like that. I highly recommend that people get this. It makes your life 1,000,000 times easier. And so what this does pretty much is any long form content, long form clips that we have, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, like we throw them into here. And what it does is it chops it all up for you. So just to kind of show you an example. So this is last week's YouTube video that I did with Jason, right? And so you throw it in and it clips up all these different little sections. And like you can pick like the length, and I usually do 60 seconds, 0 to 60 seconds, and then 3 to 5 minutes, because the 0 to 60 second ones are good for like short form, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Reels type of thing, and YouTube Shorts. But then like the longer ones, the 3 to 5 minute ones, I'll post like on Facebook, or I'm gonna start putting on our new LinkedIn, like these like kind of longer form videos that still like carry a lot of weight and are very good and valuable, but like aren't like Instagram. I think they have like a 3 minute cap on their videos or something like that. So we can still utilize it, but these 1 minute or 1 to 2 minute long ones are what we're going to be using for short form. So what we'll be doing today, because like what you guys can do is like if you have a session with a client, if you have kind of like a session that we did the other day, like a Q&A session, any stuff like that, where it's like the full clip is like 40 minutes, like you can take all of that and throw it into here, and like you have content for the next week. You do that once a week and you'll be stacked up. You'll have stuff like ready to go. And with the simple way that I'm going to show you how to edit it is, and you'll be able to stack up on content for a very long time. Boom.
Awesome. Yeah, it does what I've heard of Opus before.
Mhm.
It does what I initially thought that CapCut did, which it
Mhm.
doesn't.
It has a
I'm just getting a
feature.
sheet of paper.
Yeah, so CapCut has a feature where it does that. Um, but it's so bad.
Yeah, it
it's
sucks.
it's
Like it
so
completely sucks.
Yeah, like I commend them for trying. I do. But it's just so terrible. Like I can't even use it in my workflow yet. It pisses me off to try to use. Okay, perfect. So what it did, so I put your video in here. And what it
Mhm.
does is it clips everything
Oh
up
wow.
for you already. And
Damn.
so we have
Holy shit.
and so what
That
we
is
do
amazing.
is we'll go into the first one. It organizes it from like best topic to like worst topic, or like best clip,
Oh, okay.
know? And so that's what this 99 on the bottom is. And so we go
Ah,
here.
okay.
It gives you a rating on the hook, the flow, the amount of value, how trending the topic is. It gives you the title,
What?
everything. And like this transcript, literally, like you could take this, like throw it in the chat GPT right up here, and you're good to go. You
That's
can do anything,
awesome.
right? And so what I like to do is I go into edit clip and I remove all the stuff. So I'll take off the captions, I'll take off the title block, because we're gonna do that ourselves later, right? Like I said, this thing is great, but it's not perfect. So there's like
Yeah.
a couple of things in there that we're just gonna extend,
Success at that.
right? So it kind of cut off like that first little bit of the S in success. So I'll just kind of like extend it back to get the full word,
Success at that.
right? That's all I need from it. And then the same
You
thing here,
anymore. Becomes real
right? Just kind of boom,
anymore. It becomes real.
right? Just kind of get that last little word in there,
And you might
right there.
and you might not.
Okay. We'll export from there.
Okay.
All right. So it's super minimal what we're doing here. I literally just need to extend the clip to just get that the beginning of the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we'll go ahead and we'll download that. Okay, so we take the clip that we just downloaded, drop it right in there.
So what is this?
Here we go. So this is CapCut.
Okay.
Yep. So we take it from Opus from the our downloaded folder and we drag it into CapCut.
Okay.
CapCut, this is CapCut desktop. You can also use it on mobile as well.
Cool.
It's probably like the easiest, best user interface editing software you can use.
Yeah.
All right, so now what we're gonna do, what's something about I'm gonna cut out my question about, but everybody eventually feels
Success.
like I don't like if I was in the room with you, like it'd be different, you know what I mean? Like the audio would sound much better.
Yeah.
Something about, but we'll just clip that out.
Success at the highest levels. If you ever want
Mhm.
like to, I don't know if Opus or CapCut, maybe not,
Mhm.
have audio enhancing, but
Mhm.
Riverside, which is a pod, you might know of it.
Yep.
It's for podcasting. Their audio enhancement is fucking amazing. Like it
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've heard they were really good. I've also heard Adobe Podcast is really good. Um,
Mm,
CapCut has one. They have one like built in, but it's okay. It's all
yeah,
right.
yeah,
You know, it's not the best. But
yeah.
okay,
Success.
so ideally, right, what we're gonna be doing here. So the full length of the clip is 120. So we're gonna go through and any like gaps in speech, we're gonna cut them and just like kind of accordion everything together, you know?
Hmm.
So you'll see how I do that here. All right, so we'll listen through and anytime. So if you see like right, so we have the whole clip here, but at the bottom, you see the audio file,
Yeah.
like the waveform. And
Hmm.
so you can visually see about where those gaps are
Yeah.
here, here. And so over time, like you'll get like much quicker at this. But
I
those gaps are pretty much what we're gonna be cutting out.
okay. I if I remember, like I went down a rabbit hole with this
Mhm,
October-ish, but
mhm.
I think CapCut Desktop has a way to do that. But do you not like it as much?
It's not as accurate. Like
Okay.
what I find when I do it, like I end up having to like go through and exactly how we just did on that one, kind of like
Mhm.
put like expanding it to get that beginning of the word. That's kind
That
of
makes
how it does
sense.
it too.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I prefer to do them by hand just so it's a little bit more accurate. It sounds and looks a little bit better. But
Yeah.
that is an option that you can do.
Success,
All right, so we'll go
that
through.
makes sense though,
Yeah.
is incredibly lonely.
Right? Lonely, cut. And so to cut, so we press B, it shows this little razor blade, and then we go to where we want it cut,
Hmm.
then left click, and it'll just cut it for you right there.
Awesome.
And then we'll go to right before this, where this next waveform starts. Boom, we'll cut it there. Press A to change it back to the regular cursor, and then boom, delete. We just click and delete, and then that tightens it up right there.
Lonely. Okay. It is very lonely. It's very isolating. You
Right? There was another gap, so we'll do the same thing. B, cut, cut, switch back, delete.
you start to lose touch with most.
Right? And then so we could do that same thing here. Cut. We'll bring it back. That's just another way to do it, right? So I did the same thing. So we just cut right here. And so instead of cut and then delete, you can cut that first time and then you could just drag the clip over.
Oh, okay.
So those are two ways of doing the same thing.
Isolating. You start to lose touch with
Right? Start to lose touch with cut, cut, delete.
most of the people in your life, personal and professional, who
Right? Who cut, cut,
who you could previously connect with.
Right. And so as we go through and we kind of do this throughout the whole thing.
And part of it is your time.
Right.
And part of it is your time. But a big part of it that people don't realize is.
All right. So same thing. Cut right here. Bring it in. Cut right here. Bring it in. Cut right here. Bring it in. As you can see, editing videos is can get very redundant sometimes. Okay, I call that round one.
Okay.
Round one of the walkthrough, right? And so now that we've got it all clipped up like that, right? Now we're gonna listen to it all the way through. And now this time when we're listening to it, we're gonna listen for a couple things, right? We're gonna listen for any fluff, right? Any fluff that's like a deter from like the main subject of the video.
Okay.
Any times that if you're like me, like when I talk, like I repeat myself all the fucking time. So
Yeah,
like
I think I do too.
so it's like so any like repetitive words, stuff like that, those we'll cut all those out. So we'll listen to that on this on the second listen through.
Success at the highest levels is incredibly lonely. It is very lonely. It's very isolating. You start to lose touch with most.
All right, so right there.
It is very lonely.
So we said lonely here.
Incredibly lonely.
And then
it is lonely.
And then lonely here. So we're gonna cut. So it's incredibly isolating.
Lonely. It's very isolating. You start to lose touch with most of the people in your life, personal and professional, who you could previously connect with. And part of it is your time. But a big part of it that people don't realize is people don't understand you anymore. It becomes really hard for people who knew you in one season of life understand the level that you're at now. And it might be intimidating for them, and they might not know how to talk to you anymore. And you might not have as much interest in spending time with them, even if consciously you might want to, and you might miss that connection and friendship or camaraderie. There's a disconnect now.
That's great.
Cool.
That's great. There's really not much that we had to like trim out of that. Now from here, what I like to do is I'll take this, what we just did right here after we clipped it up, and I'll export this as it is. Okay. So I'll just name it like edit 1. Right. So this is like the first round of edits. And here's why I do this. So when we have it like this in the project file,
success at the highest
in level. The project file, this is the timeline right here. This is what we call it. And so all these little cuts and everything, for some reason, don't know why, but when you go to generate captions over these cuts, what'll usually happen is it comes out with these like gaps.
Oh, I've seen that. I didn't know that was why.
Right here. So see like all these big gaps in between, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Where are my words?
That drove me nuts.
Yeah. And so that's from like all this clipping. I think because it's the software reads that there's a clip there, that there's some type of lag in like the analyzation process of the captions or something, and it's like fucking it up. So
that makes so much sense. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. And so what I do is I just export it like that, right? You can do one of two things. You can either but just create a new like project and like save this like just in case. Or you could just delete this all. And then you could just put the new one in there.
Yeah.
Right. And so you do this for a couple things, right? So if you notice, right, you're not perfectly center in the middle.
Hmm.
So this allows us to kind of mess with that a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So we can do that. We can center you on this one big clip versus going to each
Ah,
individual little one and having to do it the exact same way in the exact same position, exact same scale. Okay.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's a nightmare, especially on like longer videos or like videos that just have a lot of shit going on.
Mm.
Like not to like drive us away from this, but I had this one client that he's a John Coco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love John.
John is great. He was my client at one point.
Oh, that's awesome.
So John's videos were so intensive because he's talking about like his content is very like he's talking about like legal shit, right? So it's
Yeah,
nine times out
yeah,
of
I've seen it.
yeah, there'll be like a situation or something that like he's like reacting to or like calling on or he's calling on things like in the situation. So he's like, so it'll be like a clip of him like talking, yeah, but like the video will be playing in the back. He'll like point or mention things. There'll be circles, pointing, arrows. Like there's a lot of shit going on with his.
Oh, yeah.
So something like this, like where you have to like if you fuck up one and like you have to go back on every single little clip and like do like fix every single one, like it becomes like a nightmare. And so
Yeah,
that's why I do it like this. It's
makes perfect sense.
yeah, it saves so much time. And so from here, right, I guess this is phase 3 of
So
the
you adjust the frame in up where the video is playing.
mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
So I adjust the frame like after the first export. And so phase 3 of the edit is the captions and title. Right.
Okay.
And from this nice, beautiful one piece clip, we'll generate the captions. And then this one we shouldn't have any issues. Boom. As far as captions go, there's a lot of things that you can do creatively which is like nobody can tell you what's right or wrong in that aspect creatively. Now, what's like most optimal is a little bit different, right? Now, I always recommend people like, yeah, there's the most optimal thing to do, which is 9 times out of 10, like the most boring thing to do. Like it's
Mm.
probably like the most like optimal like text like you can use is like literally like this one. Like
Mm.
it's like the most like boring, simplest ones. Like, but this is what most videos are made on. This is what most people's eyes are used to seeing. So like as
Okay.
far as like being optimal, like one of these or like one of these boring ones, like one of these, like they'd be the best one to do. But as far as like creatively speaking, I would recommend like you can do like pretty much like whatever you would like as long as it's not too distracting.
Okay.
That's my general rule. I like the idea of individuality. I think people should be individuals and like be creative in your own regard. And like the way that somebody edits their videos is like what ends up being like their branding. Like
Yeah.
Cliff, perfect example of that. The way that Cliff edits his videos, he's been editing his own videos for a few years. Great guy. He's been with us for a very long time. But like his style of editing, the way that he edits his videos, like when I started editing his videos, like they just look different. And I was
Mm.
just like, yo, like I think it's most beneficial for you to like keep editing your videos in your style because that's hard for somebody else to replicate your creativity because
Yeah.
that's what resonates with his audience. That's what his audience is used to seeing. That might be the reason why they started following him was because of him being so individual, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so kind of find your own style, kind of do your own experimentation. So like I'll use this Anton text every time. I use yellow text every time, and then I'll do this shadow background at like 50%.
Mm.
And like that's what I'll usually use. Oh, not this one. Hold on. Oops. Yep. So like that, and then I'll just kind of shorten it like that, and it'll be like about this size. And
Cool.
it'll be throughout the whole thing. Oops. Oh yeah. And then get rid of the highlights, like the highlighted words. See how it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get rid of that.
Okay.
You can use it if you like. I don't. um,
I don't love it.
yeah, it's just like I said, it's just distracting. You know what I mean? Like you don't want like too much like distractions. If it's like subtle, I don't mind those. Like if it's like okay, like something like this, like if it's like I to literally take like the last few words and I do like that, like something like
Mm.
that, I'm like okay, like that's not too like crazy or distracting.
Wait, how did you do that?
Okay, so when you're here on the text box on the right, you can highlight certain things, certain words, and give those a different color.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's cool.
you can underline those individually like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you can put it in a background. Boom. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what's
cool.
incredible. Like you could like I said, like you can do pretty much like anything like you want like in these. Like Cliff has a very distinct style of the way that he does his like title caption blocks. And so, you know, kind of finding your style, finding your own way, your own branding, your own colorways, you know, all
Yeah.
it's like all of that is the creative side of it that like really nobody can tell you how to be creative. And then also like ones like this, like I'll go through and I tend to like to have them 2 lines at most, like that.
Hmm.
Three lines like this is like it's okay if there's like one or two. It's not too big of a deal, but you don't want all of them like that, it just makes it harder to read.
Yeah. So what would you do? Would you
So what I
make
would
it
do is I would come to like the middle of it,
and the level
come to the middle of it. We clip it just like how we were clipping the
oh,
other clips. And what I'll do is I'll go to the first. So we listen to where we're at
and the level that you're and
and the level that we're right. So we'll go to the caption and then we'll in that first caption block we'll cut out that second part of the sentence,
Mhm.
and in the second one we'll clip out the first part of that sentence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because when you duplicate it, it duplicates like the whole sentence. So you now you have two full parts of the sentence, and you just kind of clip it in the middle where that
Yeah.
last word is, you know? So the title block, right? So we
Okay.
come up to here, right? Text, default text, we'll add that in there, and then we'll use one of these backgrounds, either the white plain background or the black plain background. Both of these are cool. And this is where we're going to put our hook.
Okay.
Right? Our
So text, you
Mhm.
click on, so top
Yep.
left, you click on text.
Yep. And then it has this, you'll see this default text here and a little plus button.
Okay.
And then that'll add it onto the timeline. And
Awesome.
so this default text, we'll put it here. We'll increase it to about 5 seconds. Right. So we want that text block on the front for that full 5 seconds. So we can have
Cool.
that chance to kind of hook people in. So we could do something like the part of success that nobody talks about. Right. The goal of whatever our text hook is we want to yeah like hook them in, but we want to like in build some type of intrigue or build some type of like expectation of what this video is about, and also build a level of suspense that like they don't get the full answer until the middle or the end of the video.
Mm.
So if I'm reading this and I'm a successful person and I'm like a billionaire, you know, whatever, right? And I'm reading this and I see the part of success that nobody talks about. That intrigues me, right? I'm like, oh, what do these people know about like success, right? And then you listen in, and like that's what keeps you in, right? And so that's kind of like the idea of the text hook is you want it to be mysterious, cause enough intrigue to keep them watching, but set expectations to where they know what they're in for on this,
Mm. That
right?
makes sense.
And then same kind of thing with that as I use the same text. Anton, we'll bring it a little bit closer. We'll go down. There's these two different kinds of backgrounds. I use this second one. It's just a little bit tighter. Like the box isn't like super like that. Like, look,
Oh yeah.
it's great, but it's just like little things.
You use the second one for everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't know why. It looks cleaner to me. And then you could even put like an emoji or something. Right? Something like that.
Mm.
Right? Boom. And then so that goes over the text, right? So the text is like technically right here.
Success at the highest.
And then so this is gonna sit like on top of that,
Okay.
like where that is. And so when the viewer's watching, there's a couple things happening here, right? So when the viewer's watching, naturally they're looking at your mouth like while they're talking. And so you want the subtitles or the text to be close to that, right?
Mm.
They do this same kind of effect in movies where when you're watching a movie and you're watching like the say the subject is on like the middle of the screen, right? Or you're on like the right side of the screen even, right? If the director, the editor like jumps from like this side of the screen, it's like this side of the screen, it's like this side of the screen, and the viewer is watching and it's like bouncing back and forth, like that gap leaves room for them to for their attention to get grabbed elsewhere, right? It's a lot going on. It's a lot for them to focus on, and they stop caring. They stop caring. They're like, oh, whatever, and they just move on, right? Or they stop paying attention or whatever. And in the short form social media game, like we need that attention, right? And so keeping the text and keeping the titles fairly close to where their natural eyes like fall under, which is around like your mouth, like here, it makes it easier for them to keep watching.
What you just spoke to makes so much sense. I was watching a video yesterday of some woman and the captions were down here and I kept looking up at
Yeah.
her mouth
Mm-hmm.
and it was too far.
Mm-hmm.
So in that instance, like if someone is going to be on different parts of the screen, would you the captions follow?
Mm-mm. I'll keep the
No.
captions in the same spot.
Okay.
Because then if you do that, then it's even more like jumping around.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Okay.
know, keep the captions in the same spot and keep it consistent. If try to control like as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like I'll get
Yeah.
footage all the time where sometimes it'll be like that, and like you just kind of like you gotta like kind of think on the fly with it. Luckily for like this style of content, like talking head stuff, like we don't have to do that too much here.
Yeah.
When we get to situations like that though, like yeah, keep it consistent.
Okay. That
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah. And then so technically by basic terms, right? This video would get is ready to post as is, right? The most
Okay.
basic form, right? No crazy, like no crazy music added, no crazy transitions, right? All of the value here is purely on what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
And so listen to it one time through.
Success at the highest levels is incredibly lonely. It's very isolating. You start to lose touch with most of the people in your life, personal and professional, who you could previously connect with. And part of it is your time, but a big part of it that people don't realize is people don't understand you anymore. It becomes really hard for people who knew you in one season of life understand the level that you're at now. And it might be intimidating for them, and they might not know how to talk to you anymore. And you might not have as much interest in spending time with them, even if consciously you might want to, and you might miss that connection and friendship or camaraderie. There's a disconnect now.
Right?
Cool.
Boom. And that's like based like there's so many other areas, so many different directions like we can go with this from here. Like we can add B-roll, we can do music, we can add more transitions, but like for just like for sake of learning, right? This would be good enough to like post just as is,
Yeah.
right? And so I think that's a wonderful place to start.
Rose gold seat on a fucking helicopter, double C, no Chanel, cause she's bad, bad, bad. Riding Kawasaki, I can cup you a new Rari, let you ride it, know you're rap, and you're bad, bad, bad. No play.